Hello. I would like to share with you a wee story about why a church is useful. People don't like to ask for help. It's embarrassing to admit failure, especially when it's not one's fault. For whatever reasons, many individuals are rather uncomfortable about offering help directly to other people. However, these same people are comfortable receivers and givers when the transactions are through an institution such as a church. In the 1920s, my parents became owner-operators of a small licensed grocery business in Glasgow, Scotland. A licensed grocery is a grocery which is licensed to sell liquor, a combination which attracts a wide variety of customers. The 2.5 million population of Glasgow at that time was about half very Catholic Irish, about half equally Protestant Scots, and a small but also very Jewish group. Generally, all were on good terms with each other, except during discussions of the qualities of Glasgow's 7 professional soccer teams. The store was in a governed area, a major shipbuilding and dockyard district. Working class, densely populated would be an accurate description. In the spring of 1958, I was in the United States when my father informed me that my mother was ill. I returned to Glasgow in time for her funeral. The lunch following the funeral was attended by a large number of business associates, friends, and family. No surprise there. However, I was surprised by the attendance of 4 Presbyterian ministers, 3 Catholic priests, and a rabbi. After the meal, I asked my father why the large number and diversity of clergy. In Scotland, after World War II, some foods were still in short supply, as was whisky, but surely not to the extent of mustering so many men of the cloth for a free meal. My father told me that over the years, as he and my mother became familiar with the community, it was apparent that not all the available jobs paid well. Some people did not have jobs. Work accidents happened frequently and similar things. So they decided to try to help people in a small way. When they heard of someone whom they might be able to help, they would contact a local pastor and arrange to contribute to the church. The church would pass on the cash or goods or whatever to the person in need. People seemed to accept that the church was simply doing what it was expected to do, namely help people. And they felt that people had not been prying into their affairs. I asked my father, why the religious spread? Why not stick with Presbyterians? I got the expected lecture that if you meet someone who needs help, you don't ask the religion, you ask how you can help. At least I hope you do, otherwise you've not learned much. Then you find out how you can help them in a way that does not cause them embarrassment. Unfortunate folks have feelings too, you know. My father sometimes felt he was an orator. When Nancy and I were looking for a church, we chose Maple Grove because the people whom we met here were friendly and were interested in the well-being of the community, actively interested. And to actively work to make life better for people requires care, persistence, love, and money. So, now it happened. You knew from the start when you saw a Scotsman appearing on your screen, inevitably it would lead to a request for something. You're right, of course. We are members of Maple Grove United Methodist Church, and by that association we have a reputation for doing good in Clintonville for 100 years. In November of 2019, we looked back on what this congregation had accomplished, and we looked forward as plans for the future. This November, we can look back, but to quote a poet by the name of Robert Burns, and forward though I cannot see, I guess and fear. Whatever lies ahead, we can be assured that persistence, hope, faith, courage, and yes, money will be required to help people in need. It is precisely because the future is so vague that we should build our church resources now. We do not know what people's needs will be, but we can be sure that many people will need both spiritual and material help in the future. We should have the means and the ability ready to help them. Please contribute generously to our stewardship program so that our activities will show that we continue to be a community of Christians who love God and who help our neighbors. Thank you.